This episode of the Rocker Skating Podcast is brought to you by John Wilson Blades. For more than 329 years, John Wilson has been perfecting the art of blade making in Sheffield, England. And while their history runs deep, their eyes are always on the future. That's why they created the Revolution, the world's most advanced figure skating blade. It is the perfect fusion of centuries-old craftsmanship and cutting-edge technology, delivering unmatched precision, responsiveness, and performance. That's why the majority of world and Olympic champions trust John Wilson. Because when history meets innovation, you get the revolution. Welcome to the Rocker Skating Podcast, sponsored by our friends at John Wilson Blades and all of their brands. And we just came off of 40 hours of European Championships. Well, I did, Michelle. I don't know how much of the 40 hours you watched, Michelle.
Generally not the first two groups, except in dance where I did that. But yeah, you were tweeting and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, but if you missed the first two groups of the women's free skate, you would have missed Josephine Taillagard and her amazing free skate.
Yeah, I did go back and watch that. I would say that I tuned in later. Sweden was the star of this event, I have to say, based on two performances, hers and our Swedish dance team, Mila Rudreitan and Nikolai Meyerov. But anyway, we'll get into that in a bit.
So good.
This event was, I think, I wouldn't use the word a disaster, but it was a really, really rough event through and through. I mean, I keep making this joke, but it kind of reminds me of like Poltergeist when they move the headstones, but not the bodies. And it's like, oh, that's why the house is haunted. I mean, I felt like every single person, aside from just this sprinkling of people, especially like outside of dance, a sprinkling of people, just were struggling out there.
Yes.
And people that haven't struggled all season. We saw Solius Amrulevicius and Alison Reed, the paragon of consistency this season, completely unraveled in their free dance. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
It has to be the building. I don't know.
I'm going to start off.
It could be the like winter viruses too. There's that.
Yeah,
but,
it could be. There's a lot of stuff happening. But I am going to start off with a preamble, which is none of these skaters want to skate badly. Like,
yeah.
I want to make sure that like fans and like it might be very obvious to say, but oftentimes people are like blaming the skaters for bad programs, and it's like I like went out there and wanted to do that for you. Like things happen, and you know it's not uncommon for there to be strings of mistakes because you know the ice is haunted, or like the vibe in the building is weird, or like you know we were hearing about illnesses, we were hearing about inconsistent ice conditions, like all of that sort of stuff. So it is Europeans, and we have seen these things before. So I don't know if I could say I was extremely surprised, but also there were some really good performances. Like,
and the crowd was good.
Let's not forget about that. The crowd was great.
Good. Well done, Sheffield. That was pretty good.
But there were just some bizarre things that happened, right? Like
all of these little weird things, like the camera cutting to the kiss and cry during a jump, or the music. They had issues with the music throughout, and at multiple across disciplines, they were having music issues.
That world feed was struggling, and they had nothing. Like again, I want to make that clear. It has nothing to do with the camera people themselves. It has everything to do with someone in the truck pushing the wrong button
over and over again, and then someone at the boards doing the music pressing the wrong button again, over and over again.
I mean, Gleb Smokin was about to like chop someone's head off. He was like twice.
Who was it that was taking their bows and the French team's Vogue music started playing mid bow? I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah, it was a lot.
Mhm.
We'll talk about all of it here.
Mhm.
W- I don't even know where to start. Let's start with pairs. Let's start with
Sure.
pairs. Metelkina Barulova wins their first European Championships.
With a
It,
fall.
with a fall. It was not look like the thing about them has been this season and in past seasons when they are in positions to win big titles, and I'm not talking about junior worlds.
Mhm.
I'm talking about like worlds. I'm talking about even at Skate America when they were
Mhm.
leading Miura Kihara, like these sort of like very pressure packed situations. It really gets into their head and they've
Mhm.
talked about it themselves. And this was actually, fall aside, it was a good program for them. But
Yeah,
it also
it
took
was good.
a halfway disaster from Hasse Volodin for them to win that gold medal. And
Yeah.
Hasse Volodin was like, what was that? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think the Georgians, they they had some mistakes. I mean, even the short, like, they were turning out of the throw, but, I mean, it was relatively solid, and I know they
Right,
got
right.
there very, very late because of visa issues. Visa issues, which also took the very talented Armenian team out of this competition, and they had an Armenian man, and yeah, kind of frustrating. But it was Hassan Volodin's just I don't know what's going on there that really opened the door for the Georgians, and I wouldn't say that they went flying through it, but they definitely stepped through it and grabbed the title.
I mean, they won by 12 points, so
Yeah,
that's at least a quick sprint.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Hassan Volodin, that free skate, I don't really think that they should have been second. I mean, there were so many
oh,
mistakes
totally.
throughout,
And
and
neither did Minerva.
yeah, yeah,
Like she literally looked at the score and was like, "What? Like,
yeah,
why are we in the lead right now?" Like
yeah.
if you like, if you want to go back to the kiss and cry of the free skate for Minerva Hase and Nikita Volodin, and
Mhm,
just watch Minerva's face throughout the like 2 minutes of it. She goes from the pain of having, I think, cut her leg in that
mhm,
fall to like disappointment of them having likely lost a European title to then looking at the scores and being like, WTF is
yeah.
this? Like, why are we even leading right now? Because we
Yeah,
shouldn't be. Um, to like this sort of just complete confusion.
yeah. It was like, Winona Ryder cycling through all the different human
It was a lot.
emotions in, like, a minute on stage during some
Yeah,
award show.
you know,
Yeah.
Minerva Hassan, maybe you should become an actress
Yeah.
after this
She's very
because
expressive.
very
It's just
expressive.
not always on the ice. Um,
Oh,
yeah, the free skate is not my favorite, and, like, we talked about it after the final, like, we think they should go back to 4 seasons, and I really still think that. But,
I still think
this
that too.
music is so vacant, and it just doesn't just something about, like, their skating and then just the emptiness of the music, it doesn't give them that life that they usually have.
Yeah, and they
Mhm.
love to have like big, powerful music. I mean,
Yeah.
the tango short program that they've had 4
Mhm.
seasons last year, like
Yeah.
those are things where Minerva's like, you know,
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm all over this, right? And this one
Yeah.
they kind of have to be a little bit more lyrical and like
Mhm.
I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, the
but the
top
fact that she fell on a triple
yeah.
loop, a throw triple loop,
Yeah.
like she never falls on that.
We didn't really get to see much of it though, because we saw the kissing crowd
Yeah.
in the middle.
See,
Um,
the producer knew that they needed to
yeah.
cut out from
Yeah,
there
yeah.
because it never happened. We never
Yeah.
saw it. We never saw it. She did a choreographic slide at the end.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Benoit choreographed all top 3 programs here. And, okay, with the Hungarian team, that was definitely a big step forward for them this season. These programs have given them a lot of dimension and improved their components. That's fine. That's great. The top 2, like the Georgians and the Germans, I don't, either one of them, I don't really get it. I mean, I like the phone ringing. I think it's fun, but that's like in a silly way. Like if you're getting a program for the Olympics, I don't know that like what he's doing for these pairs is really gonna get them where they wanna go. And I think that's a problem.
Which is so
Um,
interesting because he's
mhm,
done such great things for different pairs and different
mhm,
ice dance teams and also single skaters. I mean,
mhm.
like we always talk about the Benoit muse when
Yeah.
he works with somebody who gets him and he gets them and they can kind of like play off each other, like the Adam Fa programs or the Kari Sakamoto programs, like they work.
Mhm.
And then there are just some where you're like, oh, that's a Benoit program. I mean,
Yeah.
whenever Jean-Luc and I are doing practices at nationals, he will
Mhm.
always like try to figure out whose program it is, and he's always like, "That's a Benoit move. That's a Benoit
Yeah.
move."
Yeah.
Um,
They these pairs of programs, these top 2 in particular, they just don't feel Olympic to me. And I feel like Machoki and Berilaba have been very clear, "We're going for Olympic gold." Hasavoladine, I think, like, last couple years, you're like, "This is a team in contention for Olympic gold."
and
That
you know whose programs feel like Olympic gold medal programs?
Japanese.
Miura Kihara's
Miyakihara.
and Conti Machi. Let's talk about
Yeah.
Conti Machi.
Yeah.
So they withdrew,
Mhm.
and we
I
heard about this a
yeah.
week before, and I know Michelle, you had heard that
I
she
read
had
a
an
rumor that she had
yeah.
a knee injury and they were going to withdraw, but that was never confirmed anywhere. It was just like written somewhere. But that is basically what is was being reported this week. I think the BBC reported it in their coverage that she does have a knee injury, and
Yeah.
I think she's just resting to get ready for Milan. So I
I
guess that's
r-
probably the right choice. But I
I
hope she's
really hope
okay.
it's not serious.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be
Yeah.
such a I mean,
Mhm.
they've got a little bit of time,
Mhm.
but it's not a lot of time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they've gotta do the team event, and they're probably gonna do both segments of it. I mean, I would put them for both segments because they want that
Totally.
medal. So,
Totally. Like
um
you can't possibly
mhm,
be in contention as the Italian team without Conti
mhm.
Machi doing the pairs
Yeah.
events. So gonna be 4 programs in a matter of like a week and a half
Mhm.
for them.
Yeah.
Um, there were some very good skates in the pairs event. I mean, a couple highlights for me. Um, Anna and Luke,
Mhm.
Vaipan Law and Digby, their short program was so good,
That's good, yeah.
and I I I think they have improved so much over the past few seasons, and last year was such a revelation. And they haven't been able to sort of get that consistency this year, and it was good to see them be able to put that program down the way that it was done at home, at Europeans, be 5th after the short program, like,
Mhm.
all of that stuff was so good.
Mhm.
Um, I hope they continue after the season because I think they have a lot to bring to the table,
Mhm.
um, and they've already established themselves as very much the best pair ever from Great Britain. Um, who else would you have?
I'm just thinking. I'm
Yeah,
trying to think of another one. I mean, Kemp and King.
Kemp and King.
You gotta go
Yeah,
back in back in time,
at least the best pair in recent memory.
decades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so I think they've got a lot of potential, and I hope they continue. The revelation that was Vuillemuz and Bovart, the Swiss
Mhm.
team, like
Yeah.
finishing 5th at
Yeah.
Europeans, they're like they also like they were juniors last year for most
Yeah.
of last season, and now they're here in the big leagues. They're not going to the Olympics because I think Tom Bovart does not have his citizenship,
Mhm.
and so we'll see them
Yeah.
at Worlds, but like
Their
they're a
elements
team to
are
watch.
big.
They're
Their twist is
extreme,
unreal. Yeah.
extreme, and they're working on a or they have worked on a quad
Yeah, I
twist.
saw the video off the ice.
So
Yeah. Um,
a couple other ones that I was excited
oh,
about. Oh, what else? Who?
most famous British pair team of all time,
Who did I miss?
Jennifer and John Nix.
Wow.
I'm going
Okay.
through this list and I don't know anybody here. I remember fans. I remember Jones and Boyaji. I remember Kempa King, but this is like,
I
so
am
yeah,
I
Pritchard and
apologize.
Briggs.
I apologize profusely to British to British skating fans because I
Yeah.
completely forgot that John Nix was British because
Uh-huh.
he's been in the U.S. for so long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so maybe second greatest British pair team.
1953 world champion.
There you go. Second greatest British team of all time.
Yeah, yeah. I'm good with that. I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, a couple other ones that were a revelation to me was Gunnarsdóttir and Piazza
Mm.
from Iceland. Very interesting also to see them compete against Anna Valesi and Martin Bidar, given that Valesi and Piazza were once a team
Mm.
and also once together. So there
Oh.
were some interesting dynamics in those two warm-up groups.
Mm.
I don't know the stories behind it, but they're not
Jackie
skating
with the
together anymore.
T. I didn't even
Yeah,
know this
yeah,
gossip.
yeah, yeah. But I thought, I mean, both of them actually, with their new partners,
Mhm.
are in a much better partnership. Um,
Oh, I remember Valesi Piazza when they were at Skate America one
they were at
year.
Skate America.
I
Yep.
interviewed their coach. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were lovely. I didn't know they were a couple, but
Yeah. Going to start here,
Iceland
and
is yeah, cool.
yeah, Iceland's going to have a real pairs team if they continue to skate. I
Yeah.
mean, they have a throw double flip right now, but a huge triple twist.
Mhm.
Some very, very strong skating skills, and I like they flow across the ice very well.
Mhm.
Same thing with Valesi Bidar. I think they have a lot of potential. Martin Bidar has been around for a long time now.
This is his 3rd Olympic cycle with the 3rd partner that I
Yeah,
can remember. I don't know if he
right.
did one even before that.
It's probably more.
He did the team event, I think, in Korea, I wanna say,
Martin Bidar. He has been
with
at
Dushkova.
the
Dushkova, and
Dushkova.
they, um I know this is, like, a crazy thing to remember, but he and, Regina and I think one of their dads, they were all in the kiss and cry together during the team event, and I remember they all had the same eyes, and I was like, "Ooh, very, yeah, very striking." They were
Yeah.
very intense looking. Yeah.
Yeah, they were 14th
Mhm.
in 2018 at the Olympics,
Mhm.
and
They
then
they were good. Dushkova.
they
I
were
was
very good.
sad when they split.
I know.
She could
They s-
fly. She was
they s-
good.
they split, and then he ended up partnering with Hana Abrasevich the next season, and then they split, and then he had another partner for 4 years, and then they split, and
Didn't
another
they make
partner
it to
for two
Beijing?
years. They were at Beijing. Yep,
Yeah.
they were 17th in the Olympics,
Mhm.
and then they split, and then he had another partner for 2 years, and then they split, and now, so in he's at one, two, three,
It might be
four,
world champion if
five.
he had stuck with Dushkova.
Yeah, five partners
Oh boy.
since Pyeongchang. And they won't be at the Olympics
No, they didn't qualify.
because they did not qualify. They're what, number three? No, number four. They were
Huh.
behind Shin and Naj. Yeah.
Mhm.
We still don't know, by the way, if Uzbekistan is giving
Yeah.
up their spot yet. So I mean, the Kovalevs. Speaking of Kovalevs, I'm going to talk about the Kovalevs. Um, they're going to the Olympics anyway for the team event, so it's not going to be a complete shock to
Mhm.
them. And so that'll be it. But you know what? Kami Kovalev coming back from that shoulder dislocation and having her right shoulder, left shoulder, one of her shoulders completely taped up at Europeans just so that it's like the shoulder doesn't like pop out again.
Oh my god.
Um, like
Tear
she's
girls
like
are something else.
she's like,
Crazy.
I don't have any ligaments anymore there. I just
Mhm.
need to like use tape to tape my shoulder
Mhm.
together. And uh and they've put down some pretty decent skating this week. And frankly, if you talk about the French team, they probably, they and the dance teams were the shining stars here.
Mhm.
The singles skaters were
Yeah.
out of sorts for sure.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate.
Yeah.
We'll talk about more about that later on. What else happened there? Hake Kunkel with a really good free skate.
Mhm. I love
It's
the meatloaf.
yes, yes. We love the meatloaf. So yeah, that was a pairs event.
Mhm.
It wasn't a disaster. There were some really good skating there. The top two didn't skate terribly well. Metelkina and Barulova skated much better.
Mhm.
And Hasevolden were like, I don't know what happened. And so let's hope they can reset for the Olympics. But it's those two. Even Pavlovas Viatchenko, the consistent ones all season, were having issues in the free
Yeah.
skate. Um, so
Paranormal forces
things were
at work.
happening. Things were happening. Speaking of things happening, let's talk about the men.
Okay. Hey, do you remember when we talked about Cranberry Cup at the very beginning of the season, and I saw Tamir Cooperman, and I was like, "I love him. He reminds me of, like, Yagudin. He's very, like, late '90s Russian," and hasn't had the greatest season, but man, he showed up at this competition. He was awesome.
He did. If he showed up like this at the Olympic qualifying, he would have
Been on the team,
gotten
and
at the Olympics.
he does all that with 2 ice dancer coaches. I think he does work with one of the Petrenkos too, but, like, that's impressive.
He's with Galichet, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Evgeny Krasnopolsky.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Wow. I'm burying the lead here, but Kevin
I think I
Amos.
buried it.
We're both burying it. Kevin Amos,
You know what? Sometimes Kevin gonna Kevin.
he just doesn't like Europeans. I'm
Yeah.
I'm just convinced that
He's a he's a sweet, very gentle soul, and the dark energy at play affected him the hardest, the fastest. It's just, it's okay. I think if he just needs to get into his Skate America mindset for Milan, he'll be fine.
like Kevin, Milan is in Texas.
Yeah. I know. We should bring him a "Don't Mess with Texas" pin.
Oh my Lord.
Mhm.
I mean,
That was crazy meltdown. He had a
we're
barrel roll in one of his falls.
we're talking about like 6 years ago at Europeans. He comes in as the Grand Prix final bronze medalist
Yeah.
behind Yuzu and Nathan,
Yeah.
and he finishes 26th at Europeans
He did
and
all
does
single
not qual-
jumps in that
and
competition.
does not
Yeah.
qualify for the free skate.
Yeah.
He comes back, has a couple of decent ones where he was seventh and fourth, and then 2 years ago he has another meltdown at Europeans and
Yeah.
finishes 31st and out of the medal or out of the free skate. Last year he also qualified for the Grand Prix final
Mhm.
and finished 22nd at Europeans. At least he qualified for the free skate.
That's our boy.
And then again this year, he wins Skate America. He literally, like,
Yeah.
Michelle and I were literally texting about this before Europeans was going on. And I was like, have you seen Kevin Amos's record this season?
Mhm.
And it was first, 10th, first.
Yeah, and then
And
I
now,
joked that he was gonna be first in Milan too.
I know, and you did.
No, still could,
And
you
now
know,
27th
27th,
at
27 club,
Europeans.
and then right to first.
He was saying he wasn't injured. He was saying it wasn't necessarily mental. I can't imagine that it wasn't mental,
It was paranormal.
which is crazy because usually what happens with Kevin is that his first jump is like a disaster,
Mhm.
and then it gets into his head and
Yeah.
it unravels him. His first jump wasn't a disaster. He
Mhm.
like had an under rotated quad toe that he
Yeah.
landed on one foot.
He could have sold the rest and been fine.
I was just so surprised that that happened to him again, given what he
Mhm.
did.
Well, at least he kept fighting. He was trying for the rotations. He wasn't popping stuff. I mean,
I
I
mean,
there was a
fall on
point
the
when
Lutz, fall on the axle, fall on an
fall off the back of his heel in the step sequence.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it was so much.
Um, Chris Howard said something that was I thought it was funny, but it, like, killed my mom. She called me later to talk about it. She was, like, crying, laughing. He said after Kevin skated, he was like, he was fine in the warm-up. but he came out to skate, and it was like his brother came out and skated for him. And it was kinda
Oh
like that. It was
gosh.
just, I don't know.
It was very sad to see,
Mhm.
you
I don't
know,
know.
like, I've just
I
I've never seen anybody who's had such yo-yos as
yeah,
Kevin has. It's crazy. It really
yeah,
is. I mean,
yeah,
the thing that was maybe comforting was that in the kiss and cry, he was like, "Well, that happened." It
yeah,
wasn't a like, in the past, it was like, "The world is ending, and I
yeah,
can't deal with
which is
this
good.
anymore." Yeah,
He
which
should
is
just
good, I
feel,
think it's
next competition's on the way, not gonna worry about it. Um,
he didn't have to do the free skate, he gets more time to
yeah,
prepare for
yeah,
Milan, you know?
uh-huh. Have a nice time in Sheffield, maybe
But
hang
that
out with
also
Christopher Dean.
but al but that also means that because Adam Fa was not here,
Mhm.
Francois Pitot was here, and he finished 16th,
So they
which
have one
means
spot.
next Europeans, they have 1 spot.
Hmm. Well, I mean, it doesn't really seem like the French guys wanna go to this competition
I
anyway, so
that's
yeah.
yeah. And speaking of weird falls, Francois Pitot in the free skate
Mhm.
had 4 falls, and 2 of them were very weird indeed. Like, one of them was him in, like, a choreographic knee slide. Not even it wasn't even a knee slide, he just, like, went down to, like, kneel for part of his choreography, and he,
Mhm.
like, lost his balance and
Yeah.
had to put his hand down, and there was enough weight bearing on his hand that they call that a fall.
Mhm.
And then he does a triple lutz triple toe, puts his hands down, and the force was so great that his foot actually came off the ice. And so they counted that as a fall. And it was
Yeah.
like I've watched a lot of skating, and I have
Mhm.
never seen somebody basically do like a mini cartwheel at the end of a program, at the end of a combination. Like it's just like weird. Oh, so yeah,
Um, I wanna talk about Minions.
let's talk about minions because I need to
Thomas Lorek
get myself out
Guarino
of this
Sabate,
energy.
did his Minions program in the short program, obviously fabulous, great, and who was in the crowd but Prince Edward, the Duke of Edinburgh, to enjoy the Minions program. I just that kind of, combination of people and personalities I thought was delightful. I mean, can you imagine going out
Tommy,
to skate your Minions program and there's a member of the royal family in the crowd? I mean, it was great.
Tommy,
Um, I love Tomas. I think he's going to be there was a whole discussion on, um, Twitter this week about who's going to be the pommel horse guy of Milan, and everybody's going through everyone else. It's him. It's Mr. Minions. And then I was also thinking, what if he goes back to his Cotton Eye Joe free skate?
if he qualifies for the free skate.
Oh, he will. Come on. Come on. The crowd is gonna be crazy for that Minions program. I mean, myself included. I haven't seen it live yet. I'm so excited. Um, yeah.
I mean,
So
I was talking about at nationals how Kosho Hoshima is to Japan as Jimmy Ma is to the U.S. now
mhm,
as Tommy Guarino Sabate
mhm.
is to Europe. Like these guys could
Yeah,
literally go and like create their own tour,
they should. I go. It'd be great.
and
Let's do
people
it.
would love it. They
Maybe
would
we should
love
start a
it
show in
so
Vegas
much.
and invite them.
Yeah. People they would love it.
Yeah, yeah. It's like showmanship has been lost, and he remembers the ancient art of entertaining the audience. Um, it's great. It's so good.
Love that royalty came to Sheffield
Yeah,
and saw a Minions
yeah.
program.
And FYI, the beginning of his short program, though the minions are singing ba 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 ba,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
that is like the NBC Universal theme song, I think? It's like Universal's
No.
opening theme music.
It's Universal. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Universal.
but
Yeah, you're
Universal
right.
owns NBC,
Yes,
right? Or
yes, yes,
NBC owns
yes.
I don't know. I feel like we're gonna see it like 12 times in the Olympic coverage. So,
The
um, get
so
ready, Tommy,
so
for your moment.
the whole pommel horse guy discussion,
Uh-huh.
the reason Steven Niederrajek became Steven Niederrajek is because NBC, we talked about this on an earlier podcast, it's
Mhm.
because NBC took the gamble that he, as the very last person on Team USA to be in the gymnastics team event, was going to come through and win the team a medal.
Yeah. Well, it's also we knew he was gonna be hanging out for so long. That was
Yeah,
actually
totally.
the brainchild of our good friend Sarah Hughes. It was her
Oh,
idea to put the countdown on him.
Sarah
So say
Hughes.
thank you, Stephen. You're welcome. Yeah.
See,
But
and
then
see,
he did it!
well,
That's the
totally,
thing. That's the
totally.
thing.
I mean,
So, if they tease the minions are coming, the minions are coming, and then he lays that short program down, famous. He's gonna swipe Maddie and Evan's spots on Dancing with the Stars. It's gonna be him.
yes, it's going to be the Spanish figure skating champion going to Dancing with the Stars
I mean,
in the US.
that's good TV. And then he could do, like, Minions versions of the different themes on the show.
I mean, there's got to be Dancing with the Stars. That's Dancing with the Stars in Spain, right?
I thought you were gonna say there's gotta be a Dancing with the Stars Minions.
It's called it's called Mira Quien Baila. That is
Mm,
what it's called.
mm.
So, Tommy, maybe that's where you're
No,
going.
no, we want him on the American version because I wanna watch. Yeah.
Amazing. Um,
Well,
well,
those are the
that's the
2
fun
happy
part.
stories, yeah.
That was the fun part. Well, no, that was just one happy story. We talked about a very sad story. Um,
Um, we talked about Tamir, though, that was happy.
oh yeah, we talked about Tamir.
Yeah.
The Italian
Ugh,
second spot for the Olympics was on the line this week. We knew that Danielle Grosso had already been assigned to the Olympics
and
as
he
one
was
of the two
very
spots.
lucky that they did that.
He was very lucky he did that
Very
because
lucky.
he was third amongst the three men here from
Mhm.
Italy. And that was the worst free skate that I have seen him skate in God knows how long.
Maybe ever.
Maybe ever. It was like his brother. It was like the
Yeah.
Pope went out and skated for
Yeah.
him.
Uh-huh.
My
Yeah.
goodness. I mean,
He just could not find his rhythm and get on top of his program. And that program's been a good vehicle for him this year, and
it has.
woo. Yeah,
And,
he ended up 13th, 15th in the free skate. This guy's been on the European podium.
and that was a thing that I've noticed this trend with him,
Mhm.
which is weird, right? Is like the whole thing
Mhm.
around me being like Kevin doesn't like Europeans. Like it doesn't seem like Daniel Grasso loves Europeans either because
Mm.
he has qualified for the Grand Prix final each of the last 3 seasons.
Mhm.
And 2 years ago, he was sixth. Last
Mhm.
year, he was eighth. This year, he was 13th. Like,
Mhm.
this is supposed to be one of the top skaters in the world based on what happened in the Grand
Mhm.
Prix. And he's like middling in
Mhm.
Europeans. And there's just something about, I don't know, the timing here or what, but
Yeah.
like, he just hasn't, he's always much better in the fall season than he is in the
Mhm.
second half of the season. Um, and he goes into the Olympics now with this like cloud over his head of this
Mhm.
program that he had to like swallow. It just like
Mhm.
was really bad.
Mhm.
So he already has one of the Olympic spots, and so the other two guys, Matteo Rizzo and Nikolai Memela, were the ones who were fighting for that second spot here, and this was supposed to be the skate off.
Mhm.
Because the Italian Fed could not make up its mind, even with its rules saying that they should have made up their mind at the end
Mhm.
of Italian championships. So they made this a skate off,
Mhm.
and it was Matteo Rizzo who had a very slow start to his season, who gets the silver medal here
Yeah.
and skates two of the best programs of his life.
There was a minute there I thought he was gonna win. He was awesome.
He was awesome. He was so good. I mean,
Mhm.
what a time to be completely locked in. Like
Mhm.
his hit rate on the quad toe is not very high, and for him to have done 2 of them here cleanly,
Mhm.
amazing.
Yeah. He was great.
And and it was unfortunate because Nikolai Memela just couldn't put up a fight here because
Yeah.
he's coming off an injury. That the injury was the thing that took him out of Italian
Yeah,
nationals.
the pelvis injury.
Yep. That plus the fact that he had his car broken into and
Yeah,
his
he said,
skates
like,
and
almost
costume
8,000
broken.
euros worth of stuff.
Go get him, whoever it is. Um, but what was interesting was his attitude here was so much of the I'm just so happy to be here skating.
Mhm.
It was very different from the like intense Nikolai Bemola that we know.
Yeah.
And he, no quads. He either didn't want to try them or popped
Mhm.
them, and he knew it was going to be a long shot. He knew if he had any shot that Matteo Rizzo was had to be mediocre.
Mhm.
And after the short program, he was down by 10 points, and it was just going to be a very, very long road to beat Matteo Rizzo. And so he
Mhm.
went out there and skated what he could and did what he could do, and he was very happy with it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's
He
and he's going to
sounded
continue.
yeah, and he said at least one more Olympic cycle
Yeah.
in the mix zone, so,
Yeah.
yeah, bad luck. Yeah. Um,
It's so sad because he had such a great start to the season.
mhm. This was a pretty, interesting top 10 for Menning. I feel like these are some pretty crazy numbers. I mean, um, yeah, there was a lot of movement. One person who had no movement at all was the winner, Nika Igadze, who skated like he knew he could win and he was going to go clean and he was going to win. And he just
Nika
was so
Egatse.
focused. And I have to respect that. I'm not the biggest fan of his skating. He's just a little stiff, but I do think his
Mhm.
programs are better this year.
They are.
And he really was just like going for it. And he didn't even need to go that hard in the free skate after that absolute nightmare performances before him, not Rizzo, but the others. He did anyway. He was just like, I'm gonna do this clean, and he did.
Well, speaking of people who Benoit have been really like a good
Yes,
force
he's one.
on, he's
Hmm.
certainly one of those. Like,
Yeah.
is Nika Egatse like a super artist? He's not, but the improvements this season, like he's been working hard
Hmm.
on the programs, the interpretation, the
Hmm.
music, the presentation, the projection of his feelings to the crowd. Like it's he's working on it and he's made visible improvements
Hmm.
there. And very deserved title. He wins it by 18 points. So
Awesome.
17 points.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was a very good skate for him for
Hmm.
sure. Uh,
Yeah.
and then Georgy Reshchenko.
Yeah. Clean free skate that on a night where everyone else was not doing clean free skates really elevated him. He was in the lead. He wasn't even in the last group.
No,
Second to last group. I mean,
that was
a
sort of what
lot of
happened
menning.
last year. It was
A lot
like,
of
yeah,
menning
that was
happened.
sort of what happened last
Yeah.
year with Lucas Britschke. He was in eighth after
Mhm.
the short program, and then
Yeah.
he skated the lights
Yeah.
out, and then it was like, wait, and all of a sudden he won.
Yeah.
Um, and Georgi,
Yeah.
wait, and he ended up getting the bronze,
Mhm.
and the first bronze for Czechia since Mikhail Brezina back
Mhm.
in
2013.
yeah,
Mhm.
13 years ago.
Oh my god. Um, and he's not going to the Olympics because he did not secure a spot.
That is correct.
Lucas Britschke I mean, I didn't read anything, but I wonder if he has a little something going on. His free skate was just he was a little out of sorts on his jumps, and I don't know. I feel like for him, he's someone that tends to rise to the occasion at this competition, and
Yeah.
I guess I was expecting more than he was able to deliver. But despite being sixth in the short, fifth in the freeze, fourth overall, so you know,
It was the exact opposite of Nikolai Memelo, who was
uh huh.
10th in the short, ninth in the free, and then 11th overall.
Oh,
Like
that sucks.
what
Yeah,
are these standings,
yeah,
men?
yeah.
And also, the spins were out of control
Yeah, they
at
were
this
bad.
competition. There were just
So
so many level ones and level
yeah.
twos. And I think some people were blaming it on the ice condition. Who knows?
Mm,
Like the women didn't have these
yeah,
problems.
no problems.
Uh, but the other Olympic spot
Mhm.
battle that we have to talk about is Alexander Selevko and Michal Selevko.
The celeb bros.
The Celebro battle, which we always knew was going to happen here.
Mhm,
There was a lot of consternation online being like, oh, and the Estonian Fed just decided this was going to be a skate off. It it's in the rules that
mhm,
Europeans was always going to be part of the
mhm,
selection process, and it was the one that counted the most because it was
mhm,
the one that's closest to the Olympics. And so I think at the beginning of the season, either Sasha Selevko didn't know that or he mistook the Olympics and Europeans because
mhm.
what he said to the media was two
Oh, yeah.
competitions added
See
together.
Canada. Yeah.
Yeah. Two competitions added together, and that determines the Olympic spot. Those two competitions added together actually determined the Europeans' spots, and the Olympic spot would be determined by what happened in those two competitions plus Europeans.
Mhm,
So um, So it was a battle. I mean, after the
mhm.
short program, they were second and third.
They were so good, both of them. I think that's the best I've ever seen Mikhail skate.
Yep.
His spooky vampire short
Yep.
program was phenomenal. I was
Yeah.
so into it. I mean, of course, Sasha doing his Prince short program was also great. Great. I mean, I was a big fan. I was very entertained by both of them.
Yeah.
But then came the free skate.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I mean, the thing was they were going back to back because they finished second and third,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and they were within a half a point of each other. And in my mind, I actually thought Mihail needed to beat Sasha by a good bit in order to
Mhm.
get that spot because it isn't just Europeans, it is
Mhm.
the combination of a bunch. And Sasha had a stronger fall season than Mihail did.
Mhm.
So had he beaten them by like 2 points, I think they would have still sent Sasha, which would have caused a lot of consternation, even more
Yeah.
consternation amongst the community. But that didn't happen.
Mhm.
But also, they both bombed.
Like, really bombed. It really frustrates me because both of them are such unique skaters. They're so
Yes.
talented, and when they're on, it's
Yeah.
like, wow, they were both so good in the short program, and those those free skates were just back to back, just can I say it, like, dumpster fires. They were so rough. I mean, to the point where neither one of them got a medal or were, like, even close. They were, like, both, like, 6 points and
Yeah.
more back, and,
Yeah.
I mean, like, if either of them could figure out how to do 2 programs as well as they did those short programs, they would be like that's like world podium skating.
I mean, we've
It's
seen it. We've
phenomenal.
seen it a couple times from
Yeah,
Sasha. Like he
yeah.
won the silver medal here a couple years
Mhm,
ago,
mhm.
and yeah, it was sad to see. I don't know
Yeah,
if it was the pressure or if it was
mhm.
just like they're not known for being consistent.
Yeah,
And part of the reason why the short programs were so fun and surprising was because
mhm,
they both skated clean
mhm,
shorts,
mhm.
and that was not an expected thing of them, especially together.
Yeah, and then I
uh,
wanted more. Give me
yeah,
more, give it to me.
yeah, yeah. Like, give me more,
Yeah.
featuring Britney Spears.
And Sasha
Uh,
Salevko.
and Sasha Selevko. Sasha Selevko, maybe you should skate to Give Me More by Britney Spears
Yeah,
next year.
that would be awesome with another midriff.
Oh,
Um, he was at nationals with us in
he
St. Louis.
was. He
He was
was.
there, and, like, I felt like a lot of the skaters here were skating as tired as I felt from last week at nationals, but I was like after his short, I was like, "Not him," and he was actually there,
Yeah.
but I caught up
Oh.
with him in the free skate, so,
The men, it was a lot. I mean, the top
yeah.
three skated very well. The rest of them were a mixed bag. There were some very good short
Mhm.
programs, and
Some very good
you
free
know,
skates.
yeah, Kirito Marsak skated a very good free skate.
Yes. So happy for
Um,
him.
Adamagara skated
Mhm.
a very good free skate. There was actually like the earlier groups gave us a lot, and then the
Mhm.
final group gave us like what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
and then and then Dennis Vasilyev's back. I'm just it's
mhm.
my last comment on the men's
Mhm.
performances, but Dennis Vasilyev's looking like he is back. I think he has some kind of a hip injury that
Mm.
is hurting him, especially on spins, which is why you saw that invalid spin in the short program,
Mhm.
where he couldn't get down low enough for
Yeah.
his sit. But it was good to see him land things, and he's
Mhm.
back with Stefan Lambiel, which maybe we'll never know what happened.
I mean, I'm gonna ask, but I don't
Yeah,
know if he'll
yeah,
tell me.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
as the intrepid NBC researcher that you are, I'm sure you will ask at the Olympics, and maybe we'll
Yeah.
hear about it.
Yeah.
That was it for our part one of the Europeans recap for pairs and men. A lot happened, and a lot also happened with the women and the dances. Stay tuned for part two of our Europeans recap. For Michelle Ellis, this is Jackie Wong, Chief Skate Nerd of RockerSkating.com. Thank you, as always, to John Wilson Blades for your sponsorship and to Tara Nichols for making us sound great. And we'll talk to you again soon.